One time.
I want to talk design and aesthetics with both of you. Two very smart people with awesome experiences on the couch. As Vince and I were talking earlier about my story from last week, some of these marijuana shops are investing $1 million+ into individual retail locations all over the U.S. And this isn't limited to pot shops either. It's, it's the packaging of edibles and concentrates. It's, the way hemp businesses are presenting themselves. So, there's a new hemp spa in Longmont that I just did a freelance story about. That's fascinating. Everything in there is hemp, including the tea that you're greeted with when you walk through the door, the seeds on the counter, as well as the CBD infused oil they're using. But Morris, are you seeing this in your experiences in hemp and cannabis?
Well, yeah, I think, now that it's becoming more mainstream, you want to provide a shopping environment that people enjoy. And, you look at where things were 5-6 years ago on the medical side, and you walk into a medical dispensary, it's really pretty a hole in a wall, a lot of it. Some people, had nice shops. And coming from the music industry, if you look at it from your Twist and Shouts to your Tower Records to your Virgin Records, Virgin had a beautiful store here. The aesthetics in those stores, it's there to, entice people. Wow, this is great. I'm going to buy.
Well, and that's a great perspective, because ultimately it's this newly legal industry mirroring that of traditional industry, right? And they're like, oh, maybe if we abide by these principles of good-looking retail design, then customers will spend more time here and they'll want to come back and they'll spend more money. This is what it's all about,
sure,
right?
Absolutely. Well, and you look at the microbrew market too. There's another one where you look at all these little breweries, you go in there and you got a dozen beers to drink from, and then they've got their pint glasses and their t-shirts and their hats, and it's cool little small places that you can go drop, 20, 30, 50, 100, couple $100. And people love to walk in there and spend time if they're treated well and it looks nice. Absolutely.
Isn't there a great line in Spaceballs?
Merchandising.
Yeah. Merchandising.
Pot shop, a t-shirt.
Alicia, clearly craft brewing is close to your heart. Is this something that you're starting to see in this other industry, mimicking craft brewing and others?
Oh, certainly. As the industry, it's certainly growing up. And you see... just in terms of the design alone, you see it's softwood, there's record, there's music playing in the background. It looks like an art gallery, some of the places that I've walked into. And
right.
And it's come a long way. I think it's just it's the natural progression as niche turns to mainstream, everything gets a little bit slicker. And the consumer is as well. The consumer is growing up as well. They're becoming more discerning. And the added competition, you got to step up your game. And we saw that certainly with the evolution of the craft beer industry. Is even now, there's 4,000 of them. So
Wow.
All of the old guys are redoing their packaging, and some are even redoing some of their recipes as well to try to stand out from the crowd. And so I think it'll be interesting to watch, not just from a dispensary design perspective, but even from a packaging standpoint as well, product packaging.
Absolutely.
What folks will have to do to be able to stand out in the market. But
Sure.
Like with anything else, it comes down to the product in the end.
And that packaging part of this conversation is important. I remember being at the launch party last year for Snoop Dogg's brand, Leafs by Snoop. And there was the big unveil, and Snoop Dogg comes up from the basement and pulls the curtain, and there's the product line, and it's our first look at it. And there was a bunch of journalists and lawyers in this house in the suburbs. But the first thing that stood out was these edibles, these concentrates are packaged in such a way that it was almost new. A lot of people hadn't invested that kind of money, that kind of resources into making this look attractive. So I think it's all a big thing, and it's fascinating how it's filtering into hemp as well. So.
Oh yeah.